Hello, everybody. My name is Party Midnight, and I just, I don't know, I wanted to make this video talking about Black Ops 3 Zombies. And, every video I realize, most videos on my channel are very random and about things. Well, it's about things I want to do. Although I might, I might do a channel update later, or not a channel update, but more of a reintroduction, I suppose. I guess, I don't know. That's all besides the point. What I wanted to talk about actually in this video was Black Ops 3 Zombies and DLC 3. Now, DLC 2 just came out on Xbox and on PC. I was about to say PlayStation there. Oh man, it's been too long. But, so basically, they just received the new DLC, and people found out the jump scare Easter egg finally, and whatever. But basically, I was gonna make this video talking about DLC 3, and I know we probably aren't going to receive any DLC news and or information until, I don't know, maybe next month. Maybe that's a rough estimate. And I don't know, but basically, I have some ideas and thoughts about DLC 3. Now the ideas, I'll get those out of the way since they're relatively quick. They're ideas, not actual things that are going to happen. Jason Blundell did say or mention that he was thinking about adding some gobblegums into the game. Well, obviously they're gonna add the mega gobblegums, but it's a common gobblegums that you get. Apparently, someone said that he might add one of those, and by someone I mean like Noah J456. He said that a long ass time ago on one of his streams, and I remember that was a big deal in the zombies community because, well, not a big deal in the zombies community, but a big deal to the people who watched him, because a lot of people are just like, oh, it's right because Jason Blundell said to Noah J, which I suppose, I don't know, maybe they will, maybe they won't, we'll see. But the ideas are for gobblegums. Well, what I think, like I said, these are ideas again, and whatever I say in these videos, or whatever I say for ideas, are my personal ideas of what they should do. Now, I don't know if they are actually going to do it, but, it'd be cool. Anyways, so my idea, or one of my ideas, is for gobblegums to be, you know how in multiplayer, if you play multiplayer, you can burn your items that you got, the duplicates? I think you should be able to trade in duplicate gobblegums for something else, like for liquid divinium, depending on what the gobblegum is. So if you trade in something like something that's not as rare, like an aftertaste or something, and by the way, aftertaste is really underrated. But if you trade in an aftertaste, you're gonna get 1. If you trade in a perkaholic, you're gonna get 3. Now there are probably gonna be some balancing issues with that. I know a lot of people would probably be like, oh, I'll just trade in all my perkaholics and try for more, or something ridiculous like that. Or I know a lot of people that don't like head trauma, and they'll just trade that in and get a bunch, because I personally have a bunch of head dramas, but I personally think that'd be a good idea, just because, well, I'm about to complete all the challenges. All I need is literally 1 ephemeral enhancement, and I can't get one for the life of me. I did the free Gobblegum Easter egg in Shadows and Derizentrack, and what else? Speaking of that, why isn't there one in Zetsubo? I'm fine with one not being in the Giant, but why isn't there one in Zetsubo? I don't know. But back to the point at hand. Yeah, I think it'd be nice, because I mean, I need different gobblegums, not head dramas, or what's another one I have a lot of? actually have a lot of unbearables, and I don't really like those. And yeah, but hopefully they'll add that. I mean, I don't think they'll add that, but that'd be a nice feature. As well as the multiplayer weapons that they added in supply drops. Okay, so I know a lot of people want to see the Razorback and the Marshalls and everything, the HG40, and I know some people who want to see some melee weapons added to zombies because, well, they have them in multiplayer, so why not put them in zombies? Because they put the HG40s, the Marshalls, the MX Garand, and the Razorback all in zombies for Zetsubo. Now I think they should, for the future, potentially they should add, well, definitely the Razorback into a customizable weapon, as well as the MR6, maybe. I know that'd be kind of weird to do because it's the starting weapon, but I think that would be nice. We need Razorback and MR6 pretty much, and we'll have all the guns in the base game, I think. And the XR2. We need the XR2 as well. I think that's it. I might be missing a few. I know we have that sniper rifle. The PO6, I think it's a fucking charge rifle, but I think it'd be interesting to see all of the multiplayer guns in zombies. And as far as the DLC weapons go, the supply drop weapons, I know this is probably gonna be hated if I say this, and for good reason. For good reason, it's gonna be hated. But personally, what I think about it is you should be able to use the guns in the map, okay? So basically, like with Zetsubo no Shima, you should be allowed to use the HG40, the Marshalls, the MX Garand, and then whatever other weapons they have. But the only catch being that if you want to put different attachments on it, you have to and level up the gun, you have to actually retrieve them from supply drops. Which I know a lot of zombies players who don't play much multiplayer, so they would get the short end of the stick. But you have to think about it this way: at least we're getting to be able to play with these weapons. And personally, I know people would be upset because they have shit luck with supply drops. So do I. But if you have the season pass, you got a free weapon. And even if it's a melee weapon, hey, look at that! They could also add for the secondaries. You should be able to customize your character with whatever melee weapon you want to use in zombies. It will, since all of them work just like the knife, pretty much it should be just, a reskin of the knife, essentially. Like a skin of the knife, and basically just a crowbar, being able to run around with a crowbar, or a butterfly knife or something. That'd be cool. Although you shouldn't necessarily be able to hold it out, but when you swing it, you'll see a different knife, and it's something tiny, but a lot of people would like that, because a lot of people who don't play multiplayer got a melee weapon out of the weapon bribe, so it kind of sucks to be them. But I ended up getting the HG40, and I feel horrible about it because I don't even play multiplayer. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for my ideas and what I think they should do. But as far as theories go for future zombies maps, or DLC 3, of course, because we're not even at DLC 3, so we might as well talk about DLC 3. As far as DLC 3 goes, I think what they should do is, well, simply, I think, or what I think is going to happen, because again, this is a theory, I think since it's going to be in Stalingrad, because a lot of people have already just come to terms with, it's in Stalingrad, so, and that's what the coordinates in the Shadows of Evil poster thing shows. not a real life poster, but that those pieces of paper that were scrapped together. That was a long ass time ago, but still. So basically, we're going to Stalingrad and we're gonna get Nikolai 1.0. Now, a lot of people are saying, I remember I watched JC Backfire's video, and I'll give it to him. He had some good points, but he mentioned that he would like to see Nikolai die by drinking himself to death, and maybe I personally, when I was younger, I enjoyed Nikolai 1.0 because he was a drunk, and I always thought that was funny, but as I grew older, I just found him to be more obnoxious, And I mean, he's an alright character, but sometimes he just gets it's obnoxious to listen to, in my opinion, at least. That's just me, but other than that, I can sometimes relate to the shit he says, but that's besides the point. But what I feel like is going to happen is, I feel like either the two Nikolais are going to fight, because maybe Nikolai doesn't want to die, 1.0 doesn't want to die, or maybe what's going to happen is in Zetsubou no Shima, okay, so basically, let's go back, actually, to Reisendrak. Dr. Groff mentioned something about winning the war, or that he wants to win the war. Of course, the Nazis want to win World War II, and that's the goal. But, basically, in Zetsubou no Shima, there is a cipher that explains that Division 9 was sending Group 935 dragon eggs, or dragons, things. They don't say dragons, but they say things, and everybody's thinking dragons. So, I mean, high chances are that it's going to be dragons, because a lot of things point to dragons. But it would help Group 935 and the Nazis on the Eastern Front. Of course, they don't say Nazis at all, because they want to keep that out of the game, so they can actually sell it in Germany. But, it's going to help Group 935 on the Eastern Front to win the war against the Russians. Now, of course, we don't know if Richthofen is good or not. Like, I feel like his intentions are good, but whatever happens, I mean, in my opinion, he's always just been my favorite character in Zombies, and I know he's like everybody's favorite character, but he just has a nice character. I like him, and no matter what, he's a cool guy. That's what I think. Even when he took over, when he kicked Samantha out and basically took control of all the zombies, he's still a fucking cool guy. That's completely random, but so basically, we don't know if he has good intentions or not. So we're gonna get to Stalingrad, and we're gonna have the Nazis going against the Russians, basically with dragons. So what if, because Nikolai has a strong dislike of Richthofen, like, he doesn't trust Richthofen. Dempsey trusts Richthofen, and even in the quotes, Takeo trusts Richthofen to some extent, because, well, after what happened in the last map, they're pretty much what happened within the last few maps, they just started to trust Richthofen, pretty much, except for Nikolai. Nikolai mentioned something about, how can you trust him, how do you, it's a lot of this stuff about, how do you know he's not gonna be evil and just turn on us, and Nikolai has all these issues with trusting Richthofen, and that's understandable, but I feel like in this map there might be something with Richthofen and Nikolai fighting, like, not, actually fighting, like, I doubt they would actually have a scene in which Nikolai and Richthofen have a fight sequence, but I feel like there is going to be something along the lines of them having an argument, or maybe even partway through the Easter egg, we'll find Nikolai 1.0, and him and Nikolai 2.0 will try to escape back to their homes or something, and maybe we'll see something interesting there, because I don't know. I don't know how that would work on multiplayer if somebody's already playing Nikolai, but we'll see. It would be really interesting to see some conflict within the group, because it feels like that's what they're building up towards. But who knows? I mean, if I end up being right about something, I'm not gonna say I was right, or I mean, I'll say I'm right, but I'm not gonna fucking make a big deal out of it and be like, yeah, I know the future. No, I'm just some guy who likes zombies and loves to think about things. I'm not an asshole. I'm directly pulling all of this salt from a video I saw about Zetsubo no Shima. A long time ago, well, after the Easter egg was first solved, so pretty much the day after Zetsubo no Shima came out, I saw a video. I'm not gonna name by who, but this dude was like, hey, I was right, and he kept basically exclaiming that he was right because of what he said in the previous video, or he basically mentions like, oh, there's gonna be a Takeo boss fight, and I mean, pretty much people were already thinking that. Like, I thought about that. I don't know if I put that in my video where I did the trailer, where I, looked at the trailer and just sort of thought about it. I don't know if I put that in there, but I was like, it'd be interesting to see if, what did I say? I think I might have said it. I remember I was thinking it. I don't know if I said it, but it was something along the lines of how he's a test subject, how he'd be a test subject, and basically he'd be a boss or something. And a lot of people are already thinking that. It's kind of like saying how, like, a month before the Zetsubo no Shima came out, I legit made the joke of like, oh, Takeo's gonna commit seppuku because, that's an honored tradition, that's an honored Japanese thing to do. Like, I was making the joke because, seppuku is like, I don't know, there's something funny about it between me and all my friends. We always make the joke. Like, I remember the first thing I said was like, a long time ago somebody was like, oh, I'm gonna commit Sudoku. And then I mentioned, when I actually saw the map, I'm like, oh, what, Takeo's gonna commit Senpoku. Just to fucking dick around. But basically the point is like, yeah, sure, you're fucking right, no need to make a big deal about it, no need to say, oh, I was right, yeah, you were right, but that doesn't mean you know the fucking future. If you know the future, tell me DLC 4 right now, and if you get it right, congratulations, I'll buy you a fucking cookie, I'll get you a fucking cookie. But chances are is that you don't know it, because only the big dogs know it. Only the guys who have it in know it, or people who leak out the information from certain people at Activision and or Treyarch. And you know what? No, I'm gonna call out another YouTuber. I'm not gonna say their names because I have better class than that. I'm just a dude with 47 subscribers. I was at 45, but I got 2 subscribers. So hey, if you new 2 subscribers are watching this, thank you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. I love you guys. But point being is that this dude is here like, oh man, I know the future of zombies because I have a leak, because he keeps saying that he has a leak. And yeah, sure, his leak was right a few times, but at this point it's silly because he made a video talking about the DLC 3 and what it's going to be. He's like, oh, it's going to be in Stalingrad. Well, everybody knows that already. That was something we found out in we didn't find out DLC 3 was going to be in Stalingrad, but we found out one of the DLCs was going to be in Stalingrad. But that's besides the point. Basically, he's just saying shit that we already know. Oh, it's gonna feature dragons. Oh, we're gonna kill Nikolai. Oh, it's pretty much all the shit we've been already thinking about, and the shit that seems really fucking obvious at this point. But that's besides everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I think I'm done with everything I needed to talk about, but I just went on a little rant because things just bother the shit out of me. Anyways, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments. Tell me what you think is going to happen in DLC 3. And you know what? DLC 4, already calling it. You know, there's going to be a fucking Richtofen is going to have the summoning key with all the stones. And he's just, you know, Exodia is going to be summoned. He's going to believe in the heart of the cards. And by Exodia, I mean, like, a horrible monster that's mixed with all the 1.0's bodies and souls and shit. And we're gonna fight something. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what you think DLC 3 and 4 is gonna be, because that's gonna be fucking amazing. Anyways, if you have enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like. And if you haven't, tell me why in the comments below, because I would love to get better at doing this, because obviously if I get better, that means better content for you. So, you know, it's a win-win. And also, if you want to see more content like this, maybe subscribe, because I'm trying to upload on a better schedule than I was before. So, I mean, any support would help. So yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.